A judge's fury. The Trump administration's evasive tactics in the Ábrego García case **. A federal judge delivered a scathing rebuke to the Trump administration, accusing officials of blatant disregard for a Supreme Court order mandating the repatriation of Kilmar Ábrego García, a man wrongly deported to a notorious El Salvadorian prison. The judge's sharp words highlight a disturbing pattern of obstruction and evasion, casting a harsh light on the administration's handling of the case. The explosive hearing in Maryland's federal district court centered on the administration's demonstrably weak attempts to circumvent the Supreme Court's clear directive. The High Court's ruling, a culmination of a protracted legal battle, unequivocally ordered the administration to facilitate Ábrego García's return to U.S. soil. This seemingly straightforward order, however, became a battleground for the administration's convoluted interpretations and outright defiance. Judge Zinnes, in no uncertain terms, condemned the administration's inaction. To date, nothing has been done, the judge declared, underscoring the blatant disregard for the court's mandate. This statement followed a day of increasingly desperate attempts by senior Trump officials to sidestep the Supreme Court's decision. Their strategy involved a series of increasingly strained interpretations of the word facilitate, a blatant attempt to portray themselves as powerless to act. The administration's narrow reading of facilitate, suggesting merely passive assistance rather than active intervention, was swiftly dismissed by Judge Zinnes. The judge emphasized the plain, unambiguous meaning of the word, making it clear that the administration was obligated to actively secure Ábrego García's release from the perilous El Salvadorian prison. This interpretation is further substantiated by the fact that Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, has previously offered a multitude of conflicting interpretations of the same term, highlighting the administration's lack of consistency and good faith. The judge's frustration is palpable. The administration's actions are not simply a matter of bureaucratic misinterpretation. They represent a calculated attempt to evade responsibility for a grave injustice. Ábrego García's deportation was a clear violation of his rights, a fact already established in the Supreme Court's ruling. The administration's subsequent attempts to obstruct his return are an affront to the judicial process and a profound betrayal of the principles of justice. The judge's order, demanding a detailed sworn account of the administration's efforts, or lack thereof, underscores the severity of the situation. This unprecedented demand highlights the judge's deep distrust in the administration's claims of helplessness. The sworn testimony will serve as a crucial piece of evidence, potentially revealing the extent of the administration's deliberate obstruction and highlighting the need for accountability. The Ábrego García case is more than just a legal battle. It's a stark illustration of the potential for government overreach and the critical importance of judicial oversight. The administration's blatant disregard for a Supreme Court order raises serious questions about its commitment to the rule of law and its respect for the rights of individuals under its jurisdiction. The judge's forceful response is a much-needed check on executive power, sending a clear message that the courts will not tolerate such blatant attempts to undermine the judicial system. This incident demands a thorough investigation into the administration's actions, not only to ensure Ábrego García's safe return, but also to prevent similar injustices from occurring in the future. The judge's decisive action provides a critical step towards holding the administration accountable and safeguarding the integrity of the American legal system. The fight for justice continues, and the eyes of the nation are now focused on the sworn testimony that will hopefully illuminate the truth behind the administration's actions and bring justice to Kilmar Ábrego García. The outcome of this case will have far-reaching implications for the balance of power between the branches of government and the fundamental principles of due process. The world watches with bated breath.